I'm here with Joe O'Callaghan. Congratulations, mate. You're in the grand final.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Much appreciated. And, to you personally, mate, with the channel, thanks for getting the word out there to all the members and fans. And it looks like there's a good buzz around it, through the club and through the community. And the more of those people out there at Combank Stadium come Sunday, 3 o'clock, will be much appreciated.
Yeah, we're hoping for a big crowd, and, you've got to buy your tickets online, but it'd be good to see a sea of red and green in the stands, wouldn't it?
Oh, I think just, mate, both clubs. You got two very obviously historic clubs there. I know they're going to turn up in numbers, and I have no doubt we are as well. And it deserves that recognition. It's a great stadium, and as I said, it is. These guys play. They've been training both teams since November 1st last year. It's a very big commitment. You got to remember, 50% of these boys work full time as well. This is something they're doing on top of that, and to be able to have a crowd recognise the game it is, how big it is, it'll definitely do it justice.
You haven't lost since, I think, July 16th. You've won 8 in a row. What do you put it down to? Was it your super coaching? Or?
Please. I think we actually won 5. So we had a really obviously slow start to the year.
Yeah, lost 3 in a row, I think.
Yeah, we lost 3 in a row. We were clunky. We bit of a line in the sand moment. We lost to Canberra out in Wagga. On TV, Tell got held up on the last play of the game right on the line, and we lost by 6. And I think at the time they put the record. I think our record was 2 wins, 6 losses, and it was a bit of a moment where we got to really start, working at this, or the season's going to get away from us pretty quick.
Yep.
And I thought probably the 2 games that changed the season, to be honest, Mavo, was we were down against the Roosters in the Magic Round at North Sydney. We were down with a couple of minutes to go, and the boys scored on the buzzer to win, and then 7 days later, we were down 22-0 to West out at Acor. We turned that around for a 24-22 win. And to be totally honest, I think, mate, if we don't win one of those games, I think the season might have got away from us. That would have been a 2-7, 2-8 record, and the mountain looks quite high. But, yeah, I think the boys got a bit of an injection. Those couple of wins in a row, they got a little bit of an injection during that period. We won 5 straight. We then went over and lost by 3 over in New Zealand in the wet. And then, obviously, the Origin week, after that, I think half our team was playing NRL that night. So I think it was the last time we lost against the Dogs.
Yep, it was.
Out at Acor. So we got kind of our crew back together then. And, we've used 46 players this year, throughout the season. And I think probably the biggest, mate, we've had a fair bit of consistency with our team over the last probably 8 weeks. And that's probably started to show in the way we've been going.
It's a formidable lineup, this 17 you've got. There's quality from the back right through to the front. So who are some of the guys you're going to look to lead you around this park and win this grand final?
Mate, it probably sounds a bit cliche, but I'm going to need all 17 of them. I know that sounds cliche, and your coach doesn't want to show his favouritism and things like that, but it's actually the honest answer.
Yep.
The truth is, some guys might only play 15 to 20 minutes this weekend. Some guys will be out there for the whole 80, but we need all 17 of those guys to contribute. The Bears is a really strong lineup. They weren't minor premiers for no reason, and we're going to really meet obviously the boys, everyone on song for the weekend. But look, it's usually your spine plays a big role.
Yep.
I think Blake, Dion, Pete, and Dino, they really combine well together, the 4 of them. And obviously, if those guys are on and the forwards are laying the platform for us to get off the back of that, that'll play a big part in us getting the job done, hopefully.
4 absolute stars, that spine. But I had a look at your bench, and I think, like you said, the 17, they'll play an important role too. Blokes like Frenchie and Shannon that are coming off, and it's that quality that you're going to need in the game.
Yeah, look, everyone plays a different role. I think the game is a 17-man game these days, especially with your middle rotation, like you were talking about before. They've all got different strengths and weaknesses, but no, definitely, mate. Jackson gets through an enormous amount of work. Frenchie's full of energy. He comes on, gives us great energy, leg speed. Buddy gives us that little bit of calmness. No matter what the situation is, whether we're up and we need to stay at it, or whether we're down and we need to calm down and come back. I mean, it's great to have Buddy in his steady head during that time, and he's a big body too during that period. And obviously, Shannon, mate, it's a tough gig for Shen. You're kind of sitting there with that number 14 on your back, and we need to see how the game plays out. There might be an injury in the first minute, and he has to play 79 minutes. Otherwise, he's got to sit there and wait for his opportunity and see how the game, plays out in front of him. And that's a tough role. It's a tough role to sit there and watch that. And I want to give him a big rap. He's played every game for us this year, Shen, I think. Across, he's played numerous positions for us, from lock to hooker, fullback, halves. He's done a great job for us through the season. And he's just a team man. Like I told him the other day, it'll be a bit of a wait and see on the day how it plays out, and he said whatever the team needs, and that probably sums up the group, to that sense.
Just talk about Buddy. He's an amazing man. People can't believe he's still running around, and it'd be great if we can get this win for him for one on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I mean, the Telegraph did a greate story today, two-page spread on him, and he deserves that recognition, mate. He's been around the game for a very long time, and I think people forget too, this is a really hard level of rugby league. State league level. If you're not full time, you're trying to balance obviously full time work, your family. Your buddy's a father of 3, and there's just so many commitments you've got to make. And sometimes, mate, the last thing you feel like doing at 5:30 in the afternoon is going and training and lifting in a gym till 8 o'clock at night. Mate, he's the most youthful out of all of them. That's the thing that makes me laugh. Like Buddy's he's got a spring in his step from the minute we get on the paddock, and he brings energy in the gym. At the last session of the night, and he deserves everything, mate. And you're right. Unfortunately, footy, as we know, mate, doesn't always give fairy tales.
Yeah.
It is the game that we play. But hopefully the boys can get the job done, and he deserves to go out on that note.
You mentioned the Bears are going to be hard to beat, and they've brought some quality players back into that lineup, so it's going to be a huge contest. Both sides are strong.
Yeah, 100%, mate. We're confident. There's not an arrogance about it, mate. We're confident how we're going at the moment. We should be confident how we're going at the moment. We've had a really great run over the last 8 weeks, like you said before. But at the same time, we have a lot of respect for the North Sydney Bears. They're a really quality football team. There's a reason why they got the minor premiership, like we said. They've got some quality guys, obviously with May and Baker. They've been playing regular NRL there for the last couple of weeks, getting through big minutes. So we've got 2 big bodies there that we have to, make sure we can control. And young Junior, he was actually up at Wynnum Manly when I used to coach up in Queensland. So I've known Junior for a fair while, and I wasn't surprised what he did for the Roosters when he got a start this year. He leads the competition this year in tackle breaks in Cup, and he's going to be a great addition for him as well. So. But as cliche as it does sound, also, we try not to worry about it too much.
Yep.
We can't control that.
No.
We can't control the 17 that they're going to name. What we can control is, I guess, how we want to play our footy come Sunday. And I just think it's going to be a cracking game. And those additions that you just spoke about is even made it even more exciting. It was a tight major semi 2 weeks ago, and I don't expect anything different, in a few days' time.
You've been named as maybe an assistant coach for JD. Can we confirm or deny that, or you just don't know? Mate,
just don't know yet, mate, to be honest. I appreciate the little bit of media that's come around it, and Jace was really good. He kind of said, let's get through this. So we've only just finished a review. We did a pretty serious review about the end of that NRL season. We've spent a good 2 weeks on getting a lot of feedback from players and staff, and kind of dissecting that feedback and going through it. And I think now they'll start to kind of look at the staffing side of things, now that we've collected all that and gone through it. But as I said, the staff's been really good. Both Jace, Mark Ellis, and everyone's kind of said, let's just get through the grand finals, and we'll come up for a bit of oxygen after that. And if there's a role there, I think I'm ready to step up, and I'd love to step up and help our NRL squad with some success next year. But if not, you guys know how excited I am about our pathways and the job I do there as well.
I'll quickly ask you about Tyrone McCarthy, who's joined the club. He's a quality coach, and It's exciting that you got him too. Yeah,
no, Tyke's done a sensational job, obviously over in the UK. He's been working for the last few years since he retired with the Warrington Wolves Academy, they call it over there, which is their pathways over in the Super League. And the great thing about Tyke is, mate, Tyke's been coached since he was 18. So he got into coaching quite young when he was still playing, and he's obviously gone on to have a great career both in England and Australia as a player, but has been coaching and getting that experience the whole way along. So it's not like he's just taken up coaching a couple of years ago. It's been something that he's been learning his craft for a really long time now. And probably one thing that you'll get to learn a lot about Tyke, and I'm hoping to see it throughout our pathways next year, is he's very high on standards. He really drives standards. He kind of summed him up as a player. And I think that's something that we can really embed in our pathways going forward, and hopefully give us those 1%ers that we're looking for.
Thanks, Jay. Good luck on Sunday.
Cheers, guys. Much appreciated.